Hi everyone, Chillax here and welcome back to another Anchor Panic video. As you can see before you, version 2.0 has arrived for the test server, and today I want to share with you what you can expect when this update arrives this Thursday, March 5th. And I want to give a huge shout out to the Anchor Panic dev team for allowing me early access. It is a real privilege to be able to do this, and I'm very appreciative. Please do note that everything that I share with you today is subject to change. Also note that the acoustics for this video might not be the best because I'm traveling right now for work. I just arrived in Krakow, Poland last night by train, and I forgot my microphone. So if you hear some mouse clicks or if you hear the vacuum cleaners going on right now, I apologize, but please bear with me. Without further ado, let's begin. So let's start off with the event page. We'll kind of walk you through the entire update. Starting from the top left, this is the standard 10-day checklist in which you can get up to 5 rate-up tickets, 5 sigil summons, as well as some nice resources. Whenever you spend stamina in this update, you will get these Knights medals. Now, the train ticket from the previous update was not changed, so that is a bug. The image will change. But basically, as you spend erosion stamina, you will accumulate these Knights medals, which is an event-limited resource which you can exchange in the Star Outpost for rate-up tickets, sigil summons, valuable resources like resonance bottles, as well as some limited time items like these furniture that you can put into your base to decorate with. Yes. And if we go to the right, Promise of Tomorrow, as you can see, there will be a brand new chapter 11, and so that's very exciting. We'll get to explore the Anchor Panic universe a bit more. And then on the bottom right, we have the bot cleanup, which is a very quick and easy side event to get some more resources. It's just basically like shooting down bots, and you have 30 seconds to do so. And the more bots you shoot down with your mouse clicks, the more stars you can get. And if you get 3 stars, you get all the rewards. Yeah, so it's a good way to get some more crystal ashes as well as some other valuable resources. Now, speaking of the rate-up heroes, we have a lot going on. So, of course, we will get our brand new operator, Frost Knight Dawn. This will be her official name when she releases on the global server. She is an ice breaker, which makes her very valuable in both PvE, reducing the enemy's tenacity gauge, as well as PvP, supplementing and enhancing your allies' damage output. And she is a limited time operator, so she's going to be a very powerful unit, and also a unit that you want to secure during the 3 weeks that version 2.0 is out, because once she rotates out, you will not be able to fail the pity to Frost Knight Dawn, and basically cannot summon for either her or her signature sigil again until probably 4 months from after her banner ends. So for this reason, if you are a free-to-play player, I would highly recommend you dump all your crystal ashes and sigil summons towards securing 1 copy of Frost Knight Dawn as well as her signature sigil. This time around, getting her signature sigil is very important because this allows you to get potentially a free energy burst every turn from Frost Knight Dawn, which I'll talk about in more detail later. Now, if you're a low spender or a whale, or if you're a brand new player who's looking to get a really solid start to your account, you may want to consider getting a copy of Abyss Elysia as well as her signature sigil, because she is one of the most meta-defining DPSs who also functions as a pseudo tank for both PvP as well as PvE. And she is the star of the main story, so she's going to be quite powerful. She is also a limited time operator. The last time we had her was November of last year. So 4 months later, we are finally getting her first rerun. You guys should take full advantage of this opportunity to secure her and her signature sigil if you have not done so already. Yes, and I do have a complete guide on Abyssalicia if you are interested in building her. And in addition to these two limited time operators, which will last for 3 whole weeks, we will also get 1 week rerun banners, starting with Carnissa, who is kind of like the bread and butter for a lot of brand new accounts. She is a meta-defining unit who can pick up multiple KOs thanks to her talent. You know, her after she KOs goes on a rampage, doing energy bursts again and again, you know, whenever she picks up a KO. And she will run for the first week. For the second week, Lang Jiao will be available for 1 week. And then for the third week, we will get Tia, who is a quantum DPS. So, and by the way, Lang Jiao is an ice stun operator. I have guides on all these operators, so you can check out my YouTube channel if you want to know if they are worth summoning for. So as you can imagine, this version 2.0 is one of the best times for new players to begin, or perhaps you have been playing Anchor Panic for 1 month, are not satisfied with your start, and would like to start a fresh account. You know, this is the perfect time to do so with 2 very meta-defining limited time operators. Now, if you decide to support the game, which, you know, this is a fantastic game that is very underappreciated. If you decide to support the game, then you can purchase a battle pass in order to get access to a very spicy skin for Frost Knight Dawn. And it's bugged right now, so I cannot click the magnifying glass, but this is essentially what her 2D art looks like. And if you do decide to get a brand new Chinese New Year skin for Abyssalicia, this is her Silken Portal, and it is probably my favorite skin of hers. It is so gorgeous and, you know, respectfully looking here. This is a very beautifully designed Chinese New Year themed skin, and you can, you know, choose from an assortment of different stockings here. I think it will cost like 99 cents to purchase this, but the default skin is already quite good. Yeah. And if we go to the 2D model here, here's the dynamic illustration of her 2D model. Quite beautiful, the attention to detail with her reflection. You know, I love this skin so much. And there's 2 more skins besides these 2, which I'll go over right now. Carnissa's getting her own skin, a brand new skin. And this one is actually a fairly recent skin on the CN server, and holy smokes, guys, this might be her most beautiful skin to date. You know, respectfully looking, oh my god. And you can change her stockings once again if you so choose. I like the default skin, it's quite good. And then this is her 3D model. This was released on the CN server, I want to say October or November of last year, so a fairly new skin, and we get to you know, purchase her skin early for the global server if you really like Carnissa. Oh my god, I just realized she's tied up. Holy smokes. Yeah, the dev team knows their audience quite well. And then, of course, Frost Knight Dawn will be getting her own, like, another skin if you want to, you know, have some options. So of course, as a free-to-play player, her default skin is one of the best in the game. I kind of hope that in the future that the default skins will continue to be of this quality. I think she has one of the most beautiful 3D models in this game. But if you want to bedazzle her a little bit, you do have the option to get the office skin, which is currently bugged for the 3D model. But for the 2D model, the Sweating Secretary, this is kind of the skin that you can expect to get. I like this one, but I think that the Sweetheart Whispers is a bit better. Yeah, and so this is the 2D model, and I think we can actually see the 3D model. Wow, guys, this is, okay, respectfully looking, yeah. I think I know which skin I'm gonna get. And you even have the butterflies here. I mean, that's so beautiful. Yeah. Respectfully looking. And then you can also change the stockings. Oh my, yeah. The stockings here. Wow. Okay. So that's the skins for you there. Now let's go over the bread and butter of this video, which is going to be what she does, right? That's going to be very important. So she has opposite front row targeting, which is the same as Ukali, which is quite important because thanks to the ice homology, you can actually use Frost Knight Dawn to pinpoint apply the freezing stack onto the front lane unit that you want to slow down. And this has relevance in PvP. And then when it comes to her skills, her talent 1, Oath of the Dawn, while active on the field at the start of each turn, she activates Knight's Oath. So this is kind of like a battlefield effect, similar to Tia's Stargazing State, except actually it's more like the Frost Domain maybe, but it lasts it lasts 1 turn. Got it. Or no, excuse me, it's when she's on the field. Yeah, activates Knight's Oath. All allied operator attack increases by 8%. The effect increases by 50% for same element operators. So for ice element operators, she will boost 12% attack for them. And she will also grant herself 10% crit rate. And then for Oath of Retribution, this talent 2, upon action locks onto the enemy with the lowest HP, prioritizing bosses over the elite units when in PvE content. And allies who hit the locked on target will deal 6% increased damage, and I think like 9 or 10%, from Frost Knight Dawn when she hits the locked on target. And for every 25% HP lost by the enemy unit, she herself will gain 1 stack of judgment. When she reaches 6 stacks of judgment, she will get a free energy burst at no cost. And it's triggered after she casts her skill. This damage cannot be blocked. And so this is a way for her to bypass, say like Thunderrock's parries or potentially Luna's barrier. Yeah, I'm going to need to do some playtesting to identify exactly what, cannot be blocked means, but those are what I anticipate she will be able to bypass. And then for her basic attack as well as skill and energy burst, these are all single target front row attacks. And for her energy burst, when she hits a target that has 4 more freezing stacks, which is very easy to do with the mono ice team, her energy burst damage will increase by 15%. Yes. Now, when it comes to her Ascensions, I think Ascension 3 is a good stopping point if you are a low spender, because this will allow her to trigger the lock debuff immediately at the battle start. And this, once again, will prioritize either the lowest HP enemy or the elite boss, if you will. And the lock target has a 60% chance to be afflicted by isolated. Damage taken by isolated units cannot be shared. Right now it doesn't matter too much because Quasar isn't really being run right now, but as we get more operators in the future that are capable of sharing damage between units, this will be a way to bypass that and really take out the locked target. And when that locked target gets KO'd, you'll be able to automatically relock onto the new enemy that has the lowest HP. Yes. So this will save you a lot of time, and this will ensure that you don't have any DPS losses whenever you pick up a KO. It'll automatically relock onto a new target. In terms of Stellaron, I think that I would recommend you go to the left because you get ice damage, speed bonus, and defense penetration. And then once you go left, then stop and go to the right to pick up crit damage and crit rate. I don't think it's necessary to pick up Talent 1 and Talent 2, because Talent 1 will just simply give you a little bit extra attack for your party and a little bit crit rate for herself, and then Talent 2 is just like increased damage onto the locked on target. But I don't think it's that important. Okay, so talking about the signature sigil, it increases ice damage, applies defense ignore, and when equipped by Frost Knight Dawn, at the start of each turn, she has a 40% chance to gain 2 stacks of judgment. Now, something to keep in mind is that if, say, hypothetically, you were to get a max dupe Sigil, this actually increases to 100% chance, which allows you to basically get an energy burst potentially every turn. And each time an enemy is defeated, all allies' attack increases by 3%, and this has a greater effect on herself, lasting until the battle ends. So this encourages you to pick up KOs. Your team gets stronger as you pick up more, up to 4 stacks. And the energy burst triggered by Judgment has a 35% chance to instantly execute units with HP below 2000. So this has implications against, say, like Flicker bypassing her revival, or has implications against opposing enemies that enter the ice state, you know, because Frost Jade will save them, right, with her Frost Domain. This allows you to bypass that and KO the enemy, even though they are in the ice state about to revive the following turn. So in PvP, this has certain implications. Okay, so now let's go over how to build her briefly. Okay, so this is the recommended model set after some discussion with Kwa Sensei. It's going to be 4-piece ice, 2-piece attack boost. You could consider going 2-piece tenacity, but if you have a fully developed account, then when it comes to PvE, you're going to run basically triple breaker in the form of Frost Night Dawn, what's her name? Abyssal, as well as Core. So triple Icebreaker, or you can swap Abyssal out for Lang Jiao, which is something I'm considering, because Lang Jiao can also break the tenacity gauge, but she does a little bit more damage, I think. Or maybe the same damage as Abyssal. I need to do some playtesting. But regardless, this gives you maximum flexibility for both PvP as well as PvE relevancy. And then for remodel effects, you're going to go crit rate, crit damage. Personally, I would go 6 out of 6 speed and the rest into base attack and attack. Oh, and for Sigil and powers, if you want to have main DPS, then yeah, ice damage, crit rate, defense penetration is probably going to be the most damage output. Of course, you can also go maybe crit rate, defense penetration, and speed if you want her to move before your strikers, like Ukali in PvE or PvP content. Okay, so now we can go over her showcase. So yeah, let's go challenge a main story. Okay, so we'll go ahead and face the final boss here. Let's go ahead and skip this cutscene. So thank you, Kwa Sensei, for preparing this team for me. So this is going to be one of the PvE teams that you can consider if you are trying to maximize the damage output of your mono ice team. So yeah, let's get right into it. Let's not waste any time. Okay, so just doing a little setup first. You set up the Frost Domain with Frost Jade. And Strain is very powerful in PvE content for adding adrenaline stacks to really apply a lot of attack buffs to your party. And this is the lock-on notification saying that's going to be your main target. As you can see, it auto locks onto Danica, who is the main boss. Okay, we're just waiting for the next round, which is when we're going to do the energy burst. Now keep in mind that our Ukali on this account is A6 and our Frost Night Dawn is A0. So there's going to be a difference in damage output. But you'll notice that, you know, when I show you the calculations for her damage, and that was her energy burst, by the way, her damage is not that far behind Ukali. Yeah, and because she's a limited time operator, so naturally her damage output is going to be quite high. Now, when it comes to PvP, by the way, one of my viewers was commenting on my post that he noticed that Frost Knight Dawn is not showing up highly in PvP CN tier lists, which to him didn't make a whole lot of sense, because if she's able to do good damage and increase the damage output of her allies, she should be in PvP, right? Well, the thing about PvP is that nowadays you pretty much run, you know, the best healer in the game, Frost Jade, the best tank in the game, Luna, and then from there you have turn manipulators like Turn and Echo, and then you have your main DPS, which will likely be Abyss Elysia. So there's not really much room to put Frost Knight Dawn in your team. But in Advanced Arena, she could play a major role here. Now, in this replay, Ukali ended up critting a lot. That's why the damage difference is that large. But as you can see, Frost Knight Dawn does decent damage herself. So that pretty much wraps it up for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, please consider dropping a like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you in the next video.